Hi, are you pretending to be someone you're not? Well, I'm asking this because I've did it for most of my life. I was wearing a mask, pretending to be someone I'm not, and that was my survival mechanism at the time. Like, when you live in different surroundings and environments, depending on who you hang out with, you have to adapt. And that was my way of surviving, like adapting to my circumstances. And a lot of people around me were really negative. Like in school, everyone's so into materialism and not like it's a bad thing, but they're in fashion and little things that I never really cared about and I never really liked. So for me, it was like, oh, not again. Like, and I would have to pretend to be nice, to please them. And it's like, it's not hard to do that. It's easy. But if for me, I was always into self-development and being a better person and growing and what can I do to make my life better and others' life better. And I go out and people are like completely opposite of what I want to do, and that's okay. It's just that for me, it was pretty hard to grow up. And like if I'm into, let's say, creativity and music and doing something, everyone around me would like ditch that and like talk bad about it and talk about their thing. And that's only like that's their life. They're doing whatever is good for them. And for me, I always like was a people pleaser. Like I will do whatever is best for them and like I will please them and like it doesn't matter if I don't like it or don't want it, I will do it for them because that'll make them approve of me. And I was always going into being loved, being accepted, being approved of. Like I was always striving for those, and it was hard. Like at the end of the day, after everything I would do, I would still feel pretty bad, and that's because like I wasn't able to chase my passion or do the things I wanted, and I was stopping myself a lot because I tried to be someone I wasn't, and I was trying to please other people. And you can't please everyone eventually. Like for me, I'm coming to understand. I was like as I go through life, and as a kid, like probably up to 5 years old, I was like pretty open. And then life happened, and I changed, and I started understanding things. And probably for 15 or 16 years, I was like really super hard into pleasing others and trying to survive, just trying to get by. And like I did that. Like right now, I'm 21 years old, and there's a lot happening in my life. But I finally like I was able to meet people who are like me that I look up to and I'm like I admire, and they have values that I want to have or I'm working on or that I have, and so we share a lot of in common. And I finally was able to open up more. And like recently, yes, the big thing happened. And I was like able to be myself fully with the people that were always like against me or always negative, and you know, for me, like I allow them to abuse me or stuff. Like abuse me is not the right word, probably. Like it's not the physical abuse; it's more of an emotional and psychological abuse. But like you meet negative people all the time, I guess. And like at least that's in my case. And I was able to stand up for myself and finally do the right thing and just express myself. And people are like sort of shocked at first, but I know that they started respecting me, and that was amazing. Like I started feeling really really good after I started um, being myself or just pushing that a little bit, little by little, and I noticed changes, and I'm working on it. Like it's not every day. It's like I still adapt and stuff for me because like I'm still going through my journeys and ups and downs and stuff, but I'm like really amazed by the changes being yourself can make, and that's what I like want to push. I've been going through that a lot during my life, and lately since I isolated myself from people to work on myself, and finally started looking for people who are like me, and I did that, and I found like Richmond of 50X and then Gary Vee, and like I'm finding all these public speakers or bigger figures or whatever that have the thinking that I do, and I love that. So like I'm surrounding myself more like in my inner environment with people that actually are really good for me. They make a positive impact. So as I'm closed in my environment, I'm working on myself to evolve myself and like to be better. And once I get out, finally, and back into interacting with people who are negative or suppressive and stuff, I'm able to be myself and push it. Just it doesn't matter what they will think. It doesn't matter what they will do. I will stand for my opinion and my rights and what I want to do. And it was uh, very unusual for me because I'm not used to that at all. So once I like started doing that, like the changes I'm getting in life is like tremendous. It's amazing. And if it feels good for me, I believe that, like there's a lot of people like me who are actually having a hard time. Like, they have negative people around them, or they have a hardships in life, and it's really hard for people to stand up for themselves, because we always like we think about what others will think, and we try to do the right thing, and eventually we're the ones hurt, but we please someone else. And it's just hard being used all the time, or like being punished. And I finally think it's time to stand up for ourselves. Like, I'm doing that, and I'm getting a lot of changes. And if there's someone in your environment who's like suppressing you, or always nagging at you and like saying, and there's lots of bad things, either isolate yourself and find people that are good for you and try to listen to them as much as possible. Like, try to listen to positive people as much as possible, because like you will get your thinking better, and you will finally be able to be more of yourself. Or start standing up for yourself like I did. Like, I'm doing it more often, and I'm amazed by the changes, and I want to do it, like keep doing it and pushing it, and finally get to the level where I can do it every single day as much as possible, like just be myself fully. And like, even here being on video, it's so unusual, because like I'm camera shy. I'm afraid of people, because like of all the interactions I had in my life, and here I am, totally vulnerable. Like, okay, you can say anything, you can hurt me, you can do whatever. And I just like, I'm finally doing what I want to do. Like, this is something I'm going through. I mean, not going through. It's like I'm chasing my passion. I'm chasing my dream. I'm getting my goal. And this is one of the thing. Like, you watching me means a lot to me. And if I can be the person who helps you to get through the same stuff, like if you're having a hard time and there's a lot of negativity around you, and if you are pretending to be someone else that you're not, just because you try to uh, adapt and like, just please others, or at least like get your approvals or love or connection, it's time to fight for yourself. Not all the time. I know it's hard. Like, I can't tell you that you can't do that or do that. Like, I'm just trying to be an example, because I'm getting wins and I like where it's going. So I want that your life would go the same way, that you would win more, and you would feel better, and you would finally be able to be more of yourself. Like, interacting with parents. Sometimes for some people they have great parents. For others, it's not that good, and like they might be suppressive, they might have a very harsh opinion, they might be negative, and uh, there comes a time when you need to stand up for yourself, where you need to say no. Like, I had super hard time for 20 years saying no. Like, I was always like, I can't do that, I'm afraid, and tons of things why I could not say no to anyone. And that was a huge issue. Like, I would end up doing things that I didn't want to do, because I couldn't say like no. Like, I just couldn't disagree. And finally, I'm able to do that. Like, um, I'm just standing up for myself a lot, and seeing how the world is and all the negative environments, I'm just putting a lot into what I go through, into what kind of person I want to be like. If there's a lot of people who drink alcohol and smoke, and they have negative impact on others, I would be like, I would do exactly the opposite. And if they're drinking and smoking and stuff, then I'm a straight edge. Like, really, I'm like away from that stuff. Not away, like I've never been in that. So yeah, there's a thing, and I'm just like getting wins. So I hope you can get there too. And that's just a quickie, like be yourself as much as possible, if it's possible. Like, I know life can be hard, and I know you can go through the harsh environments where you actually need to adapt. But standing up for yourself is a huge thing, and I'm winning a lot. I'm loving the feeling that I get. It's not like I don't hurt anyone. I hope I don't. But even then, like, I'm able to be myself, and people accept that, and they respect me more. And I'm like, finally getting to a level where I can express myself and chase my dreams and do whatever I want to do in my own, like, rights and stuff. But I'm just getting a lot of wins. And I want that you would win in life too. And that is my message for the day. So, yeah. Hope you can be yourself. Do what you like to do, chase your dreams. It doesn't matter what anyone tells. And like, even my opinion, take it as just like, it's subjective. This is just what I think. It has nothing to do with you or anyone else. Like, that's just my world, okay? And if you're adapting, you totally, it's totally fine if you don't like it and if you disagree. That's totally good. So question everything, but do what you like to do. Anyway, have a good one.